I'm back. Rhodes Rants on Top Gun Maverick. For full disclosure, Top Gun Maverick is probably tied with Ghostbusters Afterlife as my two most anticipated movies of the year. In fact, we had our first ever Rhodes Squadron meetup planned for the release of Top Gun 2. John Matrix, Fatal J, 19K Fox, they were all coming here to my town, and we were all going to go see Maverick, and then we were going to do a live stream joint group review, roundtable about it. But, of course, the pandemic happened, and that threw everything out the window. Now Top Gun 2 will have a release later in the year. Ted Cruz comes out and slams complicit Hollywood for bowing to Chinese censors. What are we saying to the world? This was on Fox News. Senator Ted Cruz joined Tucker Carlson tonight, Tuesday, to discuss a bill that he drafted that would prevent the Pentagon from cooperating with movie studios who censored their productions to appease Chinese authorities. Before Cruz joined the program, Tucker Carlson reported that the forthcoming feature, Top Gun Maverick, the Taiwanese flag has been removed from the jacket worn by Tom Cruise's character, so the film is not prevented from reaching the Chinese market. Quote, "The problem with China generally is enormous, and I think this should be a wake-up call for the entire world. This pandemic that is playing out. And when it comes to Hollywood, Hollywood is not an innocent bystander here. Hollywood is fully complicit. Hollywood works with the Chinese censors. Hollywood has been willing over and over again because there's so much money at stake." Cruise then turned to the sequel of 1986's Top Gun, which he describes as the greatest U.S. Navy recruitment film of all time. They didn't just change the Taiwanese flag, they removed the Japanese flag. He said both of them were on the back of Maverick's jacket, and the studios didn't want to tick off the Chinese censors, so they pulled them down. What are we saying to the world? That Maverick is afraid of the Chinese communists? Cruz added he has received backlash when he pointed out that China appeared to have demanded censorship of scenes in the recent film Bohemian Rhapsody that dealt with the sexual orientation of Queen frontman Freddie Mercury. He said the Chinese film censors demanded that they edit out the scenes depicting the homosexual encounters for Mercury, which were duly cut out. Cruz said such actions were ironic given Hollywood's virtue signaling about their courage, free speech, and artistic integrity. Several LGBT magazines began attacking Ted Cruz, saying, "How dare you stand up and fight for gay rights?" And he said you can't tell the story of Freddie Mercury without saying he's gay or bisexual. He's right. By the way, here's the thing. This is the worst case scenario for Hollywood because they have a flu that came from China, and Hollywood greatly relies on the box office gross of Chinese and the China market. It's huge. For example, Avengers Endgame, it made millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from the Chinese market. Now, I made a video on my first channel I ever had talking about how The Last Jedi, Star Wars, bombed over in China. And it got a lot of views from people that were either Chinese or actually in China. So I got to talk to a lot of these people when I did the video. And one of the things they spot a mile away, Rose Tico, a character put in The Last Jedi, the Chinese people hated that character because they said, look, number one, we could tell it was put in there to pander to us. Number two, you put in a somewhat portly Asian character and you thought that the Chinese people would relate to her. They were like, no, we frown on not being in shape and et cetera, et cetera. Here, that was their feedback from the video. And that was one reason why they hated The Last Jedi, was they could feel the pandering from it. Like I said, it's a sticky situation for studios because they need that Chinese money. You cannot tell the story of Freddie Mercury without talking about him being bisexual. And they attacked Ted Cruz for that? That's just a fact. What do you think about Top Gun? I can tell you right now, Top Gun, and they will. Hollywood is a bunch of goddamn hypocrites because they will absolutely censor out whatever they have to in a film in order to get it released in China. But over here, they're going to throw all that social justice bullshit in to pander to everybody in Hollywood. But then they're going to have to, then they agree to cut it out when they get to countries like China because, oh, we need their so we're stopping just our hypocrites, okay? We're stopping just shy of falling all the way through with our beliefs so we can make sure we make that Chinese dollar. And look, if you think people are not fully aware and will have one eye on everybody doing business with China right now, that's a big deal because of this pandemic and the fact that it looks like this flu came out of a Chinese lab or at least out of the Wuhan wet market. Oh my God, I'm running the gamut of things. This video will be demonetized straight to hell. YouTube will censor the fuck out of this video. They will demonetize the hell out of it. Hell, they might pull the sumbitch down for all I know, the way things are going. Hollywood, we're only going to virtue signal as long as it doesn't affect the Chinese box office. Whoa! Let's cut that scene right out of there. But that tells you they're filming with the Chinese market in mind. If they removed all that from Top Gun, they're fully aware of what they're doing. They're full of shit with their pandering. They're full of it. And people on the left they're so dumb they don't recognize that. Oh, Hollywood's great and look at how brave they are. Except when they get to a market that doesn't agree and they censor it all out because they don't want to lose that market. Hollywood, don't be afraid to put your money where their mouth is. Y'all are such big, strong signalers of change. Horse shit. Bunch of goddamn hypocrites is what you are. Look, this is the only thing I know about China, about Top Gun Maverick. As of right now, it seems like it's going to be just a regular film. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully to God, Hollywood doesn't ruin Top Gun Maverick, for Christ's sakes. I know Tom Cruise is not big on pandering. Tom Cruise is kind of old school. He don't give a shit. He's talking about making a movie in space right now. Tell me what you think, Rhodes Squadron. Hollywood, a bunch of damn hypocrites. Says Ted Cruz, says me. And don't fuck up, Maverick. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
King Kong in the